All right, so we got that set. Sending data. We're public. We should go through here pretty soon. Dun, dun, dun. Let me go ahead and check it out and make sure that everything is running and operational. Bada boom, bada bang. So how's everyone's Sunday afternoon going? I had a great our church service was great. I had a great time there. And hey, any day where you're getting to learn how to do CAD is a good day. Let me go on over to my go live session here. And it looks like perfect. So I've got one running. It's not made for kids, so let's go save that. Hopefully, okay, we do have good connections there. Excellent. Let's check the sound. To do CAD is a good day. All right, good. So sound looks like it is working as well. Let's go ahead and grab the chat for that one right there. There's our pop-out chat. Come on, where are you? There you are. So let's grab chat and we'll close that down. Let's go ahead and close down Studio YouTube and let me go over to my Go Live. Let me go over to OBS and put that in as a browser. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So let's go over here. I'm going to go to YouTube and my comment section. So let's go ahead and put that in here. My new pop-up. There we go. Control V. Hit OK. Hey, it's running. Good. And then Twitch should also be running as well. I need to check that. Let's get our timer going. So what do we got? Let's go to interaction, and we're at 156. So let's go ahead and edit the timer. We need 1 hour and 50. Come on, I can barely see it. 29. I need to change the filter on that for real. 56. Yeah, is it close enough? What does it say? What if I start? Let's see. 156. We're right on the money. Okay, good. So we've got that going. Clock is running. Got the chat over here on YouTube. I need to go check Twitch and go ahead and open up FreeCAD. As you see, we run things. We are a taut ship here. We really do a good job. Very funny. All right, so let's go and do FreeCAD. Let's run this other program. There we go. So FreeCAD is up and running. And let me go ahead and minimize. Let's see. Oh, what happened to the... Taking a little bit of time? Oh, it is. It's like 20 seconds behind. I always forget that. All right, so YouTube is there. We're going to go in live for 3 minutes. Very nice. Very nice. Let's go ahead and close the stream down on YouTube because let's go ahead and view it. I want to send one just to make sure that everything is running properly. All right, so YouTube is there. We're going to go live for 3 minutes. Very nice. Very nice. I wonder why it's choppy. The stream down on YouTube. Let's do it. I want to just to make sure that everything is running properly. All right. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Where I wonder why the sound has gone a little bit choppy. Okay, good. So they're coming through, which is nice. Let me go ahead and check the sound one more time. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Where I wonder why the sound has got a little bit choppy. What would cause that? Good. So which is nice. Hold on. Let me go ahead and check the sound one more time. Hopefully this isn't messing up the testing 1 2 3. 2. Where I wonder why the sound has got a little bit choppy. Why would that do that? Good. So which is nice. Hold on. Let me go ahead and check sound one time. Hopefully this is it the output? Where I wonder why the sound is a little bit choppy. Is the sound still choppy? Hopefully not on TikTok, I don't think. It shouldn't be. Well, fine. Let's go ahead and click on over on Purple app. Would be causing the loss in connection. Let's go to Twitch. And let's go ahead and set it over here. Let's channel. Check this out. Let's see if we're getting the same loss in quality. Let's channel. Check Interesting. See if we're getting the same loss in quality. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Check. Interesting. See if we're getting the same loss in quality. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Check. Interesting. See if we're getting the same loss in quality. Well, I'll just keep on going and see what happens. Quality. Just let me know if we continue to run into these issues, because if that's the case, then I'll have to either restart the stream or maybe try and route the sound through a different connection. Hello, welcome in. Welcome Bojangles. Or whoever it is now. I don't know, Scott Johnson? Who knows? TikTok runs so quickly, you never know exactly who's on where. Oh, thank you, Globetrotter. Hope you're doing well. All right, so I think I'm all set up. Let's go ahead and get FreeCAD going. I'm not seeing anything on OBS, so it must be Restream. I don't know if it's. Let's run on over here. I want to send a quick message. How's the sound coming through on TikTok? Is it okay, Globetrotter? Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. This is a message. Good. So I just sent that. Now check. All right, excellent. So the messages are coming through on the main screen, which is fantastic. Let me go ahead and get some music going, because that's always fun. Music is always welcome. Let me check here. Let me go ahead and get some music going, because that's always fun. Music is always welcome. I don't hear any jumps in the sound, so... All right, let me go ahead and get my music. What shall we do? I don't care about monetizing the stream, so let's go ahead and do... We'll do music that I want to listen to. So let's do... What should we do? What's always fun? What's fun to study to? Something instrumental, probably. Let's see. Let's do Bach Organ Works. That's always fun. Bach Organ Works. The Complete Organ Works. Brilliant classics. It's a great channel. All right, so let's go ahead and turn the sound up just a little bit. There we go. Hello, Susan. Hello. Do you see I'm currently not studying? I'm not studying piano at the moment. I'm doing CAD work, so you feel free to move on if you want. So happy to see you. Hopefully I'll be doing some practice session a little bit later today. But yeah, good to see you. In the meantime, we'll just listen to some classical music here. Thank you. All right, so let's see here. I think everything is working. Let's check this. Test 1 2. Test 1 2. I think everything is working. Let's check this. Good. All right, so we'll just keep an eye on everything, make sure that we don't end up with a bad connection. I wonder, is that really that late? Chat is disabled in this live stream. Which live stream would that be? Is this an old one? No. If I view it, it should be the new connection. Why did it say it was disabled? That's not disabled. I see it. I see my chat. All right. Good, good, good. I know. I love Bach. He's probably one of my favorite. If it comes to sight reading or anything, it's just, oh, it's Bach every day of the week, I tell you. And sorry if I'm about 10 seconds behind, so I'm monitoring the chat over here, and so it's about a 10-second delay, so I apologize if you send something and it seems like I'm ignoring. I'm really not. My apologies. Okay, so now we're set. Let's go ahead and continue with FreeCAD. So I was currently running through the tutorials that are available on YouTube. That's actually my preferred way to do things. But I actually got a suggestion to try and work through the docs. So in case you don't know, I'm attempting to learn FreeCAD because there are some various either 3D printings that I would like to learn how to use. Hello. Oh, thank you, thank you. So I want to learn how to do some 3D printing, or at least how to create the models on the computer, and also some architectural stuff, you know, like tiny house builds, that sort of stuff. I'm really interested in that sort of thing. And I thought with the new year, I'll try and take a little bit of time every day, similar to music practice, and just learn how to use FreeCAD. And so anyway, if you want to see my process on a kind of what I'm actually working on the screen, then over on YouTube and TikTok, not TikTok, Twitch, I have a setup where you can see my whole screen. So as I'm working through the procedure, you're able to see that information. And all of those links are in the link tree in my bio. I'm pretty sure if I go to it, let me check. Let me see here. Let me check this out. If I go over to my account, I just want to check this out. Does it? Oh, so it's not a clickable link. Rats. Well, that's no fun. That's no fun. Well, I'm on YouTube as Nathan Tawning, so you can find me there. I might just post that. In fact, if I go there, let's see here. Come on, there we go. So this is the account name would be on YouTube is just my name. That's it. So that's the on the YT as they say. Apparently TikTok is very judgy. They're very judgy when it comes to sharing information on other socials. So I haven't tested the limits yet, but anyway. All right. So let's go ahead and continue. So let me go ahead and pull up main view. This one needs to be set to... Is this the one where I'm switching back and forth? Let's go ahead and make this one... Let's open selector. I want to set this one to FreeCAD. We're going to share. There we go. And let's go ahead and make it viewable. There we are. Hey. Hello. All right, so I can see everything now. And what do I need to do now? Yeah. I try and do lives through the web page, and it's just the worst ever. I've gotten suspension after suspension of where just the sound, or like I can't go live on the desktop for some reason. So it's weird. It's really weird. Let's go ahead and get the docs going. Let's take a look here. So YouTube tutorial. Let's go ahead and open up another page. And I'm going to go over here to FreeCAD. And bear in mind, this is not the first time. Yes, TikTok Studio. So unfortunately, I can't use TikTok Studio because I'm working with Linux, and they don't provide a Linux version. It's only Windows. In fact, I only run a Mac or a Linux, and so I'm up a creek without a paddle when it comes to TikTok Studio. Otherwise, I would try to use it and see if it would work. But anyway. All right, so I'm over here on FreeCAD. Let's go ahead and open this up. This is properties. I need to go to selector, and let's go to FreeCAD. That's FreeCAD YouTube. Here we go. So I'm going to share that and hit OK. All right, so we've got our screen here. This will be our tutorials, and let's go ahead and take a look at this page. Hopefully it works for us. I'm going to go ahead and make this, let me go ahead and fit this to screen. Fit to screen. There we go. All right. Yes. Oh. There we go. Yes, so, do you, I'm not sure how much you know about computers, Susan, but there are generally three. There are three main OSs out there, right? There's Windows, which is what most people use. And then there's Mac, which, if you know, Mac, the Apple. And then the final one is Linux. And there are a lot of different flavors of Linux. So, anyway, I grew up on Linux, essentially. I mean, I did use some Windows, but most of my computational work, like teaching, or I should say tutoring, computer science, was all done on Linux. Okay, all right. So you're in the know. I use Ubuntu. So the vanilla version, right? Those canonical heretics. Okay, so let's we'll just continue now with our page here. And if we go to documentation, let's take a look. Here's our tutorials. And let's see what we got here. Making sure we're not a bot. Reload the page. Let's see here. Let's do workbenches, jump to content. Interesting. This is a different setup here. That's odd. Did you? How much have you worked with Linux? Oh, I wonder why it keeps on dropping my connection. If I want to go to tutorials, please wait while we're making sure that you're not a bot. Well, maybe my connection has been secured, and I actually have to do the YouTube videos. Hey, I would prefer that, to be honest, as opposed to working through the tutorials. But I thought we'd give it a shot, but it's been troublesome for some reason. So let's go ahead and go on over to YouTube, and let's watch some tutorials and just work through the process. All right. But you knew the name, Red Hat. You knew the name. Yeah, for about maybe 7 years, I was using Linux Mint, which is built off Ubuntu. And then after that, it was just straight Ubuntu, and then that's pretty much it. I'm not one of those cool kids who actually can do things like really important things on Linux. It's just a machine for me. So, all right, let's go back. Let's go over here to YouTube, and let's do tutorials. There we go. So we're going to do FreeCAD tutorials. And we're going to jump on over to playlists. That is Delta Hydra. That was 1 year ago. JM. Oh, let's go over to filters and go to playlists. Oh, I love Bach. All right, so FreeCAD tutorials for beginners, FreeCAD BIM. Once this filter, we're on playlist, and let's go ahead and do upload date. Updated 5 days ago, 5 reasons to use FreeCAD. Offsets FreeCAD 0.1, Workbench tutorial. I think it was it Mango Jelly Solutions? Yeah, Mango Jelly. Let's go ahead and check his stuff out. Basic Beginners FreeCAD version 1 course.
Hi everyone, and welcome to the channel, and welcome to the new course for version 1 of FreeCAD. We will guide you through learning FreeCAD from a beginner's perspective. In this course, we'll provide a basic understanding of modelling 3D objects in both the part design.
Oh, pause that. Come on. Being a little slow. There we go. Let's go ahead and make this. Let's go ahead and turn this up.
Aiming not only to become proficient with FreeCAD.
There we go. All right, so we have FreeCAD going here. I'm going to go ahead and go on over to our beloved Bach, and I'm going to have to turn him down just a little bit. There we go. Now it truly is just background music. Because we love Bach, but after all, we have to learn something. Or at least that's what they tell us. So we've got this full screen. Now let's go ahead and check out. Yeah, so what we'll do is I'll probably just end up toggling between these two screens. Which is okay. While I'm doing that, I need to monitor over on my other computer here. I need to monitor and make sure that I am connected properly. There we go. Let's go ahead and hit escape there. Close that down. Check this out just to make sure. There we go. Okay. And now let's view the channel. There it is. All right, good. Good. Just want to make sure that we're running as we should be. And that looks okay. That looks okay. All right. Excellent. All right, so let's keep on watching the video. And if it's too much, we might end up just having to pause Bach. Boo-hoo. Yeah, let me go ahead and mute this. There we go. All right, so let's go ahead and get the video started. Let's see what it sounds like.
But also to develop a solid understanding of how to take a real-world subject and model it in the digital realm. Most tutorials shy away from this crucial concept. We will learn how to model subjects from a fundamental perspective, and a flowchart outlining the logical steps for modeling will be developed along the way. As we learn, we'll focus on using the program and basic modeling techniques, incorporating as many tools as possible while exploring each of the workbenches.
I look forward to that.
Maybe the avenue for you.
Very nice.
Just note the document may lag behind the video lessons due to the workload involved in this course delivery. You will notice the following version numbers for the targeted FreeCAD versions: 0.22, version 1 CR, and version 1. The course originally began during the development stage of version 1, which was known as 0.22 at the time.
I'm pretty sure this is version 1.
Before the feature freeze. There are a few earlier videos
we're version 1, good.
Notice a slight difference. For instance, the sketch now incorporates both the coincident constraint
and the point. I'm not subscribed to his channel. My goodness.
In the toolbar. Additionally,
there we go.
Manipulation video, the icons of the part workbench operations are seen in yellow. They are now in blue. These differences are present in earlier videos, and I plan to re-release updates to them when I have time to reshoot.
Alright.
You may also see the 0.22 thumbnail gradually changed to version 1. I aim to update these as time allows.
Alright, very nice.
So what about
Let's go ahead.
The previous FreeCAD for Beginners course? It is still relevant and the techniques can be applied to the newest versions. I have no plans to retire the course, but if you want to purchase a copy, it can be found on my Ko-Fi shop. If I remember correctly, the course
If you'll...
covered the development release
Whoop, come on.
starting with 0.20, while 0.19 was still mainstream.
There we go.
This continued throughout most of the 0.21 life.
There we go. If you'll pardon me, I'm going to go ahead and put him on double speed. I know that that's not for everybody, but when I'm learning something, and this is essentially what you're doing is you're watching me learn. So, you know, that's kind of boring. But I generally like to have my videos, especially when I'm following tutorials, I like to have them at double speed. So let me go ahead and get that.
Welcome to the new course for version 1 of FreeCAD. We'll guide you through learning FreeCAD from a beginner's perspective. In this course, we'll provide a basic understanding of modeling 3D objects in both the part design.
Not because I don't like what the guy has to say, it's just a matter of I like to get to the information faster. So,
and part workbench environments.
It's a really good tip if you're having to learn something, like you're following a tutorial on YouTube and you need to get the information quickly. You just watch it at double speed, maybe watch it through once, and you determine if you need to go back and watch it at a slower rate. All right?
We'll navigate through the fundamentals, aiming not only to become proficient with FreeCAD, but also to develop a solid understanding of how to take a real-world subject and model it in the digital realm. Most tutorials shy away from this crucial concept.
We'll skip forward just a little bit. So this is just the introduction to the tutorial.
CAD is a complex subject, regardless of the tools that you're using. Just remember that we all started at the beginning at some point. With myself, it was 3D Studio Max and Rhino 3D, and I transitioned to FreeCAD from those packages. My frustrations in learning the software resulted in this channel. So commenting and subscribing to these videos, and I hope to see you again in the next one.
All right, so what's our next one?
The course, Basic Beginners FreeCAD for FreeCAD version 1. To install FreeCAD, we first need to download it from the freecad.org website. From here, we can click download and then select attach.
And are we... Looks like we had a little bit of a buffer issue. Looks like we're okay now.
Windows, Mac or Linux. It's worth understanding what these version numbers actually mean. The first number is the major release. If this number changes, it represents big milestone features and changes. The second number is the minor release. If this changes, smaller feature updates that build on the major version will be included. And the last number is the patch. So things such as bug fixes, stability improvements, and small tweaks are usually included, but don't expect new features. It normally just means fixes. That's
very nice.
There are two installers Windows.
So I'm just going to pause this for a second so we can take a look here. Let me go ahead and open up a new tab. Oh, did we lose connection there for a second? That was interesting. We disconnected and then we connected again. Oh, how about that? All right, so let's see here. What do I need to do? Let's open up a new tab over here and we can check out what the page currently looks like. So if I go to FreeCAD, and of course I did this all yesterday as well, but it's sometimes good to... Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, Brandon. Good to see you. Oh, you don't need to do that. You don't need to do that. There are more deserving folks on here than me, but I appreciate it. I appreciate it. All right, so now hopefully you guys can see this. We're on FreeCAD. Yeah, all right. So you see this is what the splash page looks like when you get to it first. Thank you so much, Brandon. And if we take a look here, we have our features, download, blog, documentation, contribute, and community. So look here, if you go to download, okay, it gives you your download options. We're currently at version 1, which is what he was talking about. We haven't had any of our major releases. If we take a look at the video, let's go back here. What did he say? If we pull it back just a little bit, so you see we have major, minor, and then patches. So currently we have had one major change, a minor change, and then a patch, okay? Now, oh yeah, I'm good counts here. Let me just type this in here. So on YT, if you look up this account right here, there we go. I think that's it. Yep. I have to check and see how to spell my own name, I tell you. So we've got our, on the YT, you're right. I'm quite the pecker. All right, so here we go. YT, and then we have Nathan Tawning, and then over here on Twitch. Oh, and then hold on. So the Twitch account is over here. It's this one right here, underscore. Then I should just pin this comment. There we go. Okay. And then pin that comment. There we go. Oh, I guess I'm not supposed to say Twitch. Purple app, right? Okay. Whatever. So we've got major, minor, and then patches. Okay. And that's pretty much it. So if we take a look here at FreeCAD, we see we have current stable version is 1.02, right? And so there's our Windows option, there's our Mac option, and our Linux option, right? So I'm currently running Linux. I've already downloaded it, but this is the way that you'd be able to access the download. Okay. All right. So got that Windows, Mac, and Linux. We're set. So let's go back here and continue watching the video.
Are usually included, but don't expect new features. It normally just means fixes. Let's start with Windows. There are two installers for Windows, the standard and the portable version. Let's first look at the standard. Select the installer, and this will be downloaded to your computer. Once downloaded, open up the directory. It's just a case of double-clicking the exe within.
And of course, I've already done all this, so...
Once finished, it'll be installed on your machine, and a shortcut will be placed on your desktop. Next, the portable installer. This is slightly different. It'll come down in an archive. We need to right-click and extract all. This will extract it to a directory. Once extracted, we can rename the directory.
Thank you, Brandon, by the way. Thank you so much.
This will be in the bin file within and named FreeCAD.exe.
All right, so I'm going to skip past all this. So this is if you were to do your Windows setup. For some reason, Linux is just so much easier. So we're going to skip all that, and let's see here.
Next lesson. If you like what you see and you want to donate to the channel, then you can do so via Ko-Fi or Coffee at ko-fi.com/MAN0
in his little
or via PayPal.
splash at the end, so we'll just skip past.
/Darren B. Eastone. I also run Patreon where you can get early access and additional content, and that's at patreon.com/MangoJellySolutions. Links can be found in the channel header, on the About page, or in the descriptions of these videos. I thank everybody that's donated so far. It really helps keep the lights on so I can produce more content and also expand the channel. Thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing to these videos, and I hope to see you again in the next one. Hi everyone, and welcome to our next lesson in our Basic Beginners FreeCAD course for FreeCAD version 1. Please note this is an updated video. The previous video was built on the pre-release, which changed after it went live. This is to bring the video up to date. In this lesson, we'll take a look at the basic preference settings you want to adjust before diving into the course. These will help make FreeCAD easier to use, and also takes into account if you have a visual disability like myself, or just want a cleaner, more readable interface. When we first open FreeCAD, we get the start screen, and you'll see this Welcome to FreeCAD. Now, if you've already delved into FreeCAD, just have a look about, you may not see this. We're going to go up to the top, and go to Edit, and select Preferences. Everything on the start screen is available from Preferences.
Okay, so let's go take a look at that. So
from here you can set your language.
Because I don't want to just end up watching his video, because that would, that'd be a waste of time, right? So let's run on over to FreeCAD, and let me open up OBS over here, and let's minimize the YouTube tutorial. Let's take a look. So this is what FreeCAD looks like right off the bat. Thank you. Oh, hello. All right, so well, I just want to make sure this is live, isn't it? Yeah, 2 watching, 1 watching. All right, sounds good. Here we go. All right, so, and I probably should check Twitch every once in a while just to make sure that it's working. All right, so he was talking about if we go to, in this case, it's preferences, right? So once you're in preferences, then you have this open. Hopefully you guys can see that. I'm opening it. You can't. I always forget that. You can't. I have to share my whole screen. Let's go to properties and change that. Let's go to open selector. And share screen is ready. Let's see here. Let's try this again. Come on. Properties, open selector, entire screen, share. And there we go. So now we have our infinity going on. Okay, so if you take a look here, you see that we have our general. We have document, selection, cache, notification area, report area, or report view, and help. We also have general over here. And that's disconnected, reconnecting. We're going to lose connection here in just a little bit. Bummer. I wonder why that happens. That's must be a problem with... Must be a problem with OBS. No fun. No fun. Okay, so here we go. go.
And the default unit size. In this course, we'll be using millimeters. While you're modeling, FreeCAD allows you to change in and out of the different unit systems quite easily. This can be found in a drop-down in the bottom right-hand corner. We also have the number of decimal places, which we can increase to be more precise. I'm leaving it at 2. There are 3 standard themes: dark, light, and classic. I'm using FreeCAD out of the box, so I'll be using the classic, and it's down to your preference, so you may want to use the dark, depending on what's easier for you. The layout will be still the same, it's just the colours. For this course, I'm increasing the toolbar icon size. I'm setting it to large. This is for my preference, because of my sight disability, and also it's easier to see on the demonstration. Next, let's have a look at the...
Alright, so let's go ahead and go on over to FreeCAD and take a look at that. So we're going to go over to Preferences, and... Hello, hello. Hey, Marshall. Welcome in, welcome in. Working on learning FreeCAD. So let's say we go over here to Document. Let's go ahead and... tool icon size is already set to 32. I was already trying to do some setup on here. Alright, so we're set there. Apply. Let's go ahead and go back to the video.
Selection tab. And I want to draw your attention to the Enable Pre-Selection and its color. And you'll find when you're using FreeCAD, you'll be moving over the faces, and when the mouse enters the face, it'll flash onto that color, which, as in all 3D programs, can be annoying if it's quite bright. This can be easily toned down by just clicking on the color and selecting a color that's less bright. Next, we'll look at the notification area. Now, these are messages such as errors, informations, and warnings. By default, the Enable Non-Intrusive Notifications is set. Errors and messages will appear in a small pop-up down the bottom, which will disappear after a duration. And those can be set here. You may want to adjust the maximum number of notifications, so that pop-up is reduced in size. You can see previous notifications by clicking on the icon in the tray. Hand in hand with the notifications is a report view. And we need to look at the output. You want to uncheck Show Report View on Error, and any of the Show Report View or warnings or messages. If these are checked, a panel will appear with the notification within, and that can be quite annoying. The non-intrusive notifications solve that issue. And you can always show that report view straight from the UI. Instead, just rely on the small pop-up notifications in the corner, towards the bottom in the status bar, so you can click on it to get details.
Hey, Carmen.
Next, we have the display. Under the 3D View tab, look for Show Coordinate System. This is related to the axis that is shown in the bottom right-hand corner. You can increase its size. For me, 20% normally works perfectly. It all depends on your screen size or personal preferences.
That's
Next, we have rendering,
coordinates.
and within we have marker size.
So these are all the various settings.
It sets the size of the points and vertices, making it easy to see. I'm going to set mine to 15.
So instead of just watching his video, let's just run over there so we take a look at 3D view. What was that? Display? Yeah, display. So we're looking at 3D view over here. And let's go take a look here. We show coordinate system in the corner. Relative size is 20%. Letter color is black. Show access cross by default. Show counter frames per second. We're good. We're going to use software OpenGPL for rendering all of these various settings here. Now that's interesting. We can actually change our rendering value, which is very nice. But we're not going to worry about that right now. Okay, let's continue watching.
That's shown in the bottom right-hand corner. You can increase its size. For me, 20% normally works perfectly. It all depends on your screen size or personal preferences. Next, we have rendering, and within we have marker size. Now in the sketcher, this is quite useful because it sets the size of the points and vertices, making it easy to see. I'm going to set mine to 15. The camera type.
All right, so what was that? We'll just try and set up our stuff as well as he can.
Normally works perfectly. It all depends on your screen size.
And his was marker size was going to be 15. Okay, so we'll switch that over. Oh, currently marker size is at 13, which is fantastic.
We have marker size. Now in the sketcher, this is quite useful because it sets the size of the points and vertices, making it easy to see. I'm going to set mine to 15. The camera type, we'll use the orthographical rendering. Now we'll come over to the sketcher and look at the display settings. We're looking for font size. This increases the font size of constraints and dimensions, as well as the constraint icons themselves. I'm setting mine to 24. Another setting that you may want to adjust, especially if you have a large monitor, is the view scale ratio. I've got mine set to 1. If we increase
scale ratio,
we see that the lines thicken in the sketcher. Reducing this to 0.5 and hitting apply, we can see that the lines are now thinner.
So that's in display if we go to view scale ratio. So where was that? That was UI? Navigation? What does he have selected? It's in display. Where's display? Where's that? Light sources? No. UI? No. Navigation? Opacity, font type, right corner, camera zoom, zoom type, colors. No, nothing there. Nothing there. Okay. Well, was that in general? That might be useful.
In the sketcher. Reducing this to 1. If we increase this, say to 2, and apply. This is the font size of constraints and dimensions, because it sets the size of the points and vertices, making it easy to see. I'm going to set mine to 15. The camera type, we'll use the orthographical rendering. Now we'll come over to the Sketcher and look at the display.
Sketcher, that's what it was. So we're going to click on Sketcher, and I think it was on display. So if we take a look there, view scale ratio is currently on 1, like he said.
We're looking for font size. This increases the font size of constraints and dimensions, as well as the constraint icons themselves.
Okay, so font size, we'll do 24.
24. Another setting that you may want to adjust, especially if you have a large monitor, is the view scale ratio.
View scale ratio set for 1. 1's good enough for me.
I've got mine set to 1. If we increase this, say to 2, and apply, we see that lines thicken in the Sketcher. Reducing this to 0.5, and hitting apply, we can see that the lines are now thinner. So to make that geometry easy to see, just increase the scale ratio. Now there is another setting that you may want to change, and that's in the part design and the shape appearance. Within here we have line width and vertex size. These can be increased for visibility. Just makes the geometry easy to see. There is one thing to watch out for.
So that was, if we pull it back in the video, let's take a look here.
And that's in the part design and the shape appearance. Within here
shape appearance, so part design, and let's see here. Line width is 2%, 2 pixels, and vertex size is also 2 pixels, so that should be good enough.
Width and vertex size. These can be increased to improve visibility. Just makes the geometry easy to see. There is one thing to watch out for. If we change line width and the vertex size, then this is only applied to new geometry.
And I probably need to move my, come to think of it, I need to move my headshot. There we go. Let's move this guy right here. That way we're not in the way of the main screen. Because I think if I'm down here, it should be okay. I don't think I'm going to be in the way. It's always a trouble. I'm not sure exactly where to put the camera. Not that the camera needs to be there, but, you know. So, minute 15, minute 14. It's good. Let's see here. We'll leave it there. We'll see what happens. Okay, so let's continue. Let it apply. Let's go back to watch the video.
If there is any existing geometry, we would have to modify it, to add something like a new feature, or we need to come down to the tab down the bottom, the View and Data tab, making sure that the object is selected, and we can change the line width from within.
And YouTube is... yeah, it's on. Alright. Here we go.
And also, the point size. Anything new, we'll take the preferences by default. We have similar preferences on the Sketcher and the Appearance tab.
Okay, so he changed his to 4. So we're changing line width to 4 pixels and vertex size to 4 pixels as well. Hit apply.
One more useful setting, if we go to General and come down to Selection, we'll see the pick radius. By increasing this helps you select edges and points more easily. Just don't go too high, or you might...
Pick radius, okay, so that's General, Selection, and pick radius. We're changing it to...
accidentally select the wrong thing when working in tight areas. Just keep in mind that changing these settings might shift your toolbars around.
Changing it to 5. Okay, so let's go back over here. We're going to go back to... that should be full screen, by the way. There we go. Let's do full screen, Alt 11. And we're going to go ahead and switch this over. Let's go to Preferences. In here, we're going to go to Display. And what was it? It was General? General and Selection. So we're going to go here, we're going to go down to Selection, and it's already on 5. That's good enough for us. Okay.
And move icons into drop-downs or into a new toolbar, and we'll cover that in our next video, where we'll start to look at the UI and organise your workspace, setting it out for the course. Hope you enjoyed that video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next lesson. If you like what you see and you want to donate to the channel, then you can do so via Ko-Fi or Coffee at ko-fi.com/mang0, or via PayPal at paypal.com/paypalme/Darren B. Eastone. I also run a Patreon where you can get early access and additional content, and that's at patreon.com/mango-jelly-solutions. Links can be found in the channel header, on the About page, or in the descriptions of these videos. I thank everybody that's donated so far. It really helps keep the lights on so I can produce more content and also expand the channel. Thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing to these videos, and I hope to see you again in the next one. Hi everyone, and welcome to our next lesson in our Basic Beginners FreeCAD course for FreeCAD version 1. This video, like the previous one, has been updated, since the FreeCAD pre-release had changed after the original video was released. In our last updated video, we looked at setting up preferences to get FreeCAD ready for the course, including changes that help make the interface more accessible. In this video, we'll focus on the user interface itself. This means the toolbars, workbenches, and panels. We'll learn how to configure them so everything's easy to access as we move through the course. Let's begin by coming up to File and clicking on New. Now you may see...
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and use one that we've already been working on. So if I'm going to open, we're going to go over here to Documents, FreeCAD, there it is, Tutorial. So we already have this open, so we're just going to take a look here. Oh, and I wonder why... I must have already had one saved. Okay. Let's go ahead and delete. I'm going to go ahead and delete the... There we go. So now we're just looking at the parts. In fact, what we'll do is we'll just delete all that. We have an empty tutorial. Okay. Let's go ahead and save. Now we're starting fresh. Okay. So we got that. Let's go ahead and orient this. We're set, ready to go. And let's continue on with the video. Actually, I want to check the sound over on the TikTok just to make sure that it's working properly. Because currently it looks like we're good on YouTube. So let me just grab. Oh. We go. Just checking to make sure that the sound's okay. Yeah, that's all right, I think. Oh. Man, it sure doesn't like those changes. That's good. I'll just keep on monitoring in case there's a problem with that. Hey, Craft, hello, hello. I know, long time no see. Welcome to the cave. You driving back from ice fishing? I apologize for the bad sound, by the way. I've got my other setup here, so if it sounds all crackly and whatnot, then you know that's what's going on. So hopefully I'm not over and driving the microphone. Let me know. You're currently cleaning fish. Okay. How was your catch, by the way? Okay, all right. What's your limit? And I'm going to go ahead and start the video here.
A different layout here because of the workbench. We'll come to that in a moment. At the top, we have our top menu, and underneath, we have the standard toolbar. This standard toolbar is available from any of the workbenches. There is a drop-down within that allows us to choose a workbench. At the moment, I'm on the Surface workbench.
What hour am I on for music? Oh, I was a bad boy. No, over the Christmas break, or the holiday break, I was a lazy good for nothing, you know? So I think I'm still on like hour 48 or something. I've been doing the bare minimum and not even keeping track of that. So, yeah, anyway. I've been bad. Santa did not come to my house, I'll tell you that. No, he did. Yeah. But yeah, currently, right now, the timer that you see, I'm just working on... Oh yeah, thanks, and happy holidays, you know, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to you as well. Yeah, towards the end, like about Thanksgiving time, I just started I just wasn't feeling very good for some reason, and so I took a little bit of time off just to figure out what it was. You know, it was weird. It was almost like depression. I've never been depressed before, but it was just like I had no energy whatsoever. And so I thought, oh, that's weird. So thought maybe it's like a diet issue, something. So I changed up my diet a little bit, and I'm feeling great now. So anyway, currently working on learning how to use CAD software. FreeCAD actually is the software that I'm using. I've got some 3D print ideas that I'd like to see the light of day, as well as maybe some architectural type stuff. So figured might as well, with the new year, might as well take a little bit of time every day to learn how to use FreeCAD. So, and hopefully be able to do some music a little bit later in the evening. All right, so
I'm going to come over to the Parts workbench. You can see as we change workbenches, the standard toolbar stays. Workbenches are part of what can be thought of as a digital workshop. Each bench on the shop floor has its own set of tools for specific tasks. A part flows from one workbench to another and is continuously refined until completion. For the first
by the way, the guy normally doesn't talk this fast. I just have it at double speed, so.
part of this course, we'll be concentrating on the Sketch workbench, which allows us to create 2D geometry. The Part Design workbench allows us to manipulate the 2D into 3D, and also the Draft workbench, which supplies tools to manipulate both 2D and 3D, reducing repetitive tasks. Later in the course, we'll utilize the Fastness workbench and learn how to install additional workbenches in FreeCAD. As said, we're on the Part workbench, so let's have a look at organizing the toolbars. Because we increased the icon size in our previous lesson, then some toolbars may now appear on multiple rows. If we look at this toolbar...
All right, so let's see here. If we go over here to FreeCAD, and I think... Oh, sure, no problem, no problem. You know, I'll be on here for another hour or so. If you come back in, great. If not, happy fish processing, you know, and bon appetit. All right, take care, Craft. All right, so over here, we're in Part Design. Let's go over here to Part. There we go. Taking a look at all of our stuff through here. And we have our various components to take a look at.
This is part of the standard toolbar. It's available from all workbenches. To the left, if we hover over these dotted lines, we get a move icon. If we click the left mouse button and hold, we can drag the toolbar.
So that's moving the dockers around.
To the top toolbar here. The same with the help toolbar. First have...
Need to check is... Let's see here. One watching now. Just want to check and make sure if this is live chat. There we go. Good, good. Just want to make sure that I'm not losing any connections. All right, so we've got that there, over there on YouTube. All right, I just want to leave it open, just to be sure. Okay, so we got here.
Drag it down out of the toolbar and then place it on top.
Yeah, so we can move all of our stuff around, these three little dots like he was talking about. We can move them all around to get the best setup that we could possibly have. There we go. So I can click and drag this part up there. I could do all sorts of things, right? So we have our sketch. This is, we can create a new sketch in here. In fact, that's probably what he's going to do next. So we'll just skip through.
In the same way. Just click and hold and drag them down. And it creates a new row.
Just dragging them all over creation.
Switch to another workbench, such as the Surface workbench. The changes that you apply to the standard toolbar should still stay. But if you see, say, this toolbar on here, just drag it back up, and it will remember the position next time. Some toolbars may have drop-down markers. If we compress, by clicking and dragging the dots, you'll see the double chevrons. We can click in here and see the additional icons within.
Okay.
I'm just going to drag this one back, and you can see how it takes up space. Hidden tools are shown by the drop-down icon. So this one here, the draw style, we can pick additional tools within. If we pick one, the tool will show in the toolbar. Toolbars can be toggled on and off, so we just click anywhere in the toolbar and then right-click, and we have the toolbars that are available in here. So the help toolbar, if we uncheck that, it is...
Oh, okay, all right. So if we just click... So I'm currently just right-clicking here inside the toolbar, and it shows me what dockers have been added to the window and what is not there. So we have selection view, Python console, report view, individual views. So the report view, and what else? Lock toolbars, Python console. Wow, that's interesting. So you could actually write your plugins directly inside of FreeCAD. That is fantastic. Wow. That's really powerful. Okay, so we're set there. Let's keep on plugging away.
Come in and check the help toolbar. If we right-click and lock the toolbars, the vertical dotted lines have disappeared, and we can't drag these. So this stops accidents in the future. I'm just going to right-click and uncheck the lock toolbars. Let's now move on to the panels. Let's focus on the task and model panel. At the moment, the task is docked to the left-hand side along with the model. They're not combined. I can take the task and click on its header and move this outside. The blue rectangle will appear, and I can drop it onto my free.
So then once again, using, this is what's called the Docker setup. So this is where you have, oh, and what happened? There we go. So this is Docker. It's a dockable window, which means, oh, let's try it again. Come on. There we go. Alright. Almost lost connection there. All the puzzles and stuff they have to make sure that you're showing you're connected. Alright, so let's see here. Where was I? We're just taking a look here at FreeCAD. Got it all set up. I wish I could even like have the screen turned so you guys can see it. I mean, that's pretty much the view that I have right there. Boring as anything. Maybe I should just have like a second monitor so you guys can see what's going on here on the other side. I tell ya. Okay, so let's see here. Where was I? Oh yeah, we can move these different windows around because they're dockable. So if I move, like for instance, I'm dragging the model docker around, I can put it anywhere on the screen that gives me a better view. What else? We have tasks, we have models, all set, ready to go. Reminds me, I probably should turn my sound up here so I can have a better understanding of what I... There we go, that's all right. Okay, so what have we got here? We have models, tasks, tutorial, data, view. In our tasks, that's its own option. Let's see, we could, if we toggle a floating window, we can toggle overlay, we can close the dock window. And we're set. Okay, so let's go ahead and keep on moving. Actually, what I am going to do is I'm going to go ahead and throw a couple links up. Well, they're not really links, but it just to show you if any of you want to see what I'm working on with the screen, in case you're interested, which I doubt you are, but I'm just going to add them here. So on the YT page, if you search for my channel here, there we go. And the other one is, of course, TW for the purple app, right? Hey, Ben, hello, hello. All right, so we've got YT and then TW. And come on, where are you at? Where are you at? There we go. So if you search for either of these, you'll come up with my streams, which are currently running right now. So I'm on both the purple app and also on the YT. Hold up, sorry. All right, so we've got those two right there. All right, and let me just go ahead and pin this comment. There we go. So those are the two right there, and those give you the live stream as it's going on. There you go, pinned a comment. All right. And if you see Watcher and Nokian coming through, then you know that's me. All right, so let's go ahead and keep on going. Keep on plugging away.
Preview. I can click and drag this off onto another monitor if I wanted to, or I can dock it elsewhere. Let's dock it to the right-hand side. Now the panel is on the right-hand side if I wanted.
Okay, so we can click and drag this over here on the right-hand side. I'm probably not going to do that because my camera is in the way. I could even probably have it up here on tasks, because this is probably just going to end up being in the way. I'm going to leave it here down below, and then I'm just going to click and drag this up a little higher. There you go. All right. So we've got that set there. Tutorial and tasks. So we're good. Let's keep on going.
Back. I can follow some process. Drag it, and then place it back to where it was before. Note the rectangle. This shows where the panel is going to be placed. It won't be combined. If we wanted the panel to be combined, let's drag this out and drag this back in. Then we have to highlight the whole lot. At the moment, this is the model panel. The splitter is part of the model panel. So we highlight, this will place it above the model panel. As we move down, we see the blue rectangle, and now I release, it's now combined with the model panel. If you can't click on the tabs, as we see here, hover over the task panel, pull it back out, and then place it back on top, and then try the reverse. Take the model panel, hover over the task panel, you can see the whole panel's been highlighted, and drop that in. Now we've got the task and model panel combined together. You can change the order by clicking and dragging the tabs, so they swap. This is the order that we'll be using for the rest of the course.
Okay, alright, so that is the order that he's going to be using. Come on, full screen, full screen. Let's go back over to FreeCAD here, and let's just click and drag. We're going to go put this here. There we go, and then we'll just toggle back and forth between these. So we have model and we have tasks. And if that's the case, then I'll probably be able to move my screen, move my camera over here. Boom. Right there. Good. And let's carry on.
Task panel combined. You'll note this splitter here. This can be clicked and dragged to show more of one part of the panel than the other. Remember, this is one panel. Splitting the model and task panel can help speed up your workflow. We can have the model panel on the left and the task panel on the right. Depends how much free real estate you have when using FreeCAD. If panels ever disappear, just come up to View, Panels, and select the panels from the list. In the next video, we'll explore navigation, how to move around your 3D view using your mouse, keyboard, or the trackpad on your laptop. Hope you enjoyed that video, and I hope to see you in the next one. If you like what you see and you want to donate to the channel, then you can do so via Ko-Fi or Coffee at ko-fi.com/mang0 or via PayPal at paypal.com/paypalme/Darren B. Eastone. I also run a Patreon where you can get early access and additional content, and that's at patreon.com/mango-jelly-solutions. Links can be found in the channel header, on the About page, or in the descriptions of these videos. I thank everybody that's donated so far. It really helps keep the lights on so I can produce more content and also expand the channel. Thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing to these videos, and I hope to see you again in the next one. Welcome to the next lesson in our course for the Basic Beginners FreeCAD for FreeCAD version 1. This is a revised version of the original lesson, as the first few videos were recorded using a pre-release known as 0.22. The updated version brings the lesson in line with the current release, and also adds some additional content as well. This lesson is about learning how to navigate views and panels in FreeCAD, using the keyboard, mouse, or touchpad to move in 3D space, and also we'll be exploring selections. Let's come up, click View, and click on Full Screen. We're going to start by creating a new document in FreeCAD. We'll either use File New, or click on the new icon. Let's use the standard toolbar to change our workbench to the Part workbench.
Alright, so let's make sure that we're set and ready to go. As you see, I've already saved tutorial 01 in place, so we are set as far as that's concerned. We are currently in the parts workbench, so we're also good. I think we are set as far as we need to go. But we can go ahead and make sure that our document... here, when we're in full screen view, it's kind of difficult to determine where workbench or if you are saving the parts correctly. So what I would recommend you do is you just use your keyboard hotkey Control S or Command S if you're using Mac. Yeah, and Windows is also Control S. And then that what that allows you to do is that just allows you to stay ahead of the game and make sure that you're not losing work. Valuable work. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue with the tutorial.
We're going to be primarily using part design throughout this course, and the choice for this will be explained in our next lesson. We have the standard toolbar running along the top, but we also notice that we have other toolbars here. These are for the part workbench. And if I hover over this divider just here, leave my mouse for a couple of seconds, I can see it saying solids. If I change the workbench to the surface workbench, we see we have a different toolbar here, but these stay the same.
Yeah, every workbench, just like if you were in a tool shop where you move from different workbenches, each workbench is going to have its own tools. The same thing happens here in FreeCAD. In the digital realm, you end up with having different tools in different workbenches for the specific purposes. All right. Hey, Joanne. Good to see you. All right, so let me go ahead and get this video going.
Let's go back to the part. And if you've got the same, hover over the divider, click and hold, and drag the toolbar down. So create a new toolbar underneath. Repeat this with the others until we have all the part workbench toolbars in one row. We'll start.
So we're going to be in part, and everything is currently in one row, I think. Let's just make sure that we're set up the same as his layout here. Good, we're all in the same row. Very nice. All set, ready to go.
Creating a simple cube. We can select it from the toolbar, or we can come up to Part, Primitives, and click on Cube. The tools on the toolbar can be placed wherever you want.
Very interesting. So he's already going to create a cube. Are we actually going to do that?
The menu always stays the same. Throughout this course, you'll see me point to the icon and also show it in the menu. The cube has been added to both the 3D view and the tree view. You'll be using both extensively. The cube is positioned by an X, Y, and Z coordinate. We can see that in the bottom right-hand corner here. This is the global coordinate system. The coordinates start at an origin point. We can see that if we come to View and toggle Axis Cross. I'm going to select the cube and right-click and toggle the transparency so we can see through it. This makes it easier to see the point of origin, which sits here. You'll note that the axes are in different colors. X is in red.
So he's just talking about all the different setups. If we actually go ahead and, let's go ahead and do a version here. Oh, I'm going to go ahead and rotate this in space. There we go. So there's our cube, right? Look at that. Nice cube laid out. Okay. So what have we got here? We have the different faces. This is currently the top view, which would be, if we click on it, then you can see we have our different axes. So this is our XY plane. If I turn and take a look at this face here, the right-hand face is our YZ frame. It's our YZ setup. Hello. All right, and then if I switch on over to our This is the back, and this is our YX. This is our YX, but it would be in mirrored form. It would be the back of the model. And you can actually see I can rotate it. I'm currently clicking on the middle button, and you can see the layout, right? Very nice, very nice. Let's go ahead and in this comment one more time. And let's see here. Need to grab one thing quickly. Okay, let's get back to the video. So about 50 minutes left. It's good. Okay, so let's go move this over here. Just gonna plug this in. Sorry for all the sound. So I'm making sure I'm staying charged here. Goes out. Okay, there we go. Sorry, just getting stuff going. Not that it matters. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Evelyn. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Okay, let's see here. Let's close this down. All right, so we got that. Let's just keep on going on here. So yeah, I'm currently just learning how to use FreeCAD. Oh, I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Thank you. I'm doing well. All right, so let's see. We've got our little cube here, and we're just looking at it. So just gonna pin this. If you want, you can see what I'm currently working on. Over on the YT page or the purple app, as they say, whichever one you use, and just currently working through learning how to use FreeCAD. So it's computer aided design is what CAD stands for, and so this is just the process of learning how to use it. So, all right, let's see here. What do I need to do? I need to, come to think of it, in the future, I probably would be able to get a better sound instead of going from the Behringer. Interesting. All right. Well, I'm not going to worry about it now. All right, let's keep on going here. And once again, I'm sorry. You guys are pretty much just a guide on the side. You're not able to see what I'm working on, but you can hear. I'm pretty sure you can hear what's coming through the computer. And yeah, so we'll just keep on plugging away, shall we? Come on. It's troublesome. Where are we going? Oh, what happened? Did I lose? Undo, Control Z. Go ahead and add this. There we go. So there's our cube. There's our cube object. Let's keep on, let's see, he changed his view. I believe it was here, right? Draw style, change the draw style of the object. If we go to wireframe, then you see I'm currently in wireframe. All right. And that's just these different views allow you to look at the object in different ways. Okay. Oh. And let's go take a look here. Hold on, I'm just setting. I have my little monitor over here. Let's pin the. There we go. Okay, so we have the wireframe currently, and if we take a look, we can do the points, and these would be just the points of the angles, right, for the object. If we go to no shading, then this has no layout. You wouldn't be able to really see the value. Let's go on. Let's take a look at some other stuff. If we have flat lines, that's what this looks like. Okay. That's what the object looks like with flat lines. So all these different views depending on what on what you need. Hidden lines. Now that's interesting. Not sure where you'd use that, but that's a fascinating view. Let's go to. He was doing wireframe. I'm not sure if he is going to continue to use that, but we'll do wireframe. All right. Zoom down here. Okay, let's see here. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Now let's just go ahead and start in here. Go. All right. So let's go ahead and drop this here. Oh, battery power's low. Or I lost my battery power. Oh, whatever. You'd expect me to know what I'm doing by this point. Alright, so here we go. We have our wireframe, we have the cube. Let's keep on going. So we're going to continue watching the video.
Y is in green, and Z is in blue. This is the same across C, the point of origin, which sits here. You can see that in the bottom right-hand corner here. This is the global coordinate system. The toolbar can be placed wherever you want, but the drop-down menu always stays the same. Throughout this course, you'll see me point to the icon and also show it in the menu. The cube has been added to both the 3D view and the tree view. You'll be using both extensively. The cube is positioned by an X, Y, and Z coordinate. We can see that in the bottom right-hand corner here. This is the global.
So if we take a look here, we see that there is our global coordinate. So we have Y, X, and Z all set, ready to go. Okay. And let's see here. Let's go take a look. Oh, that'd be wonderful. You take care. All right. I'm so happy that you decided to even join me even for a little bit. So I appreciate it. Okay, so let's go ahead and keep on going. Let's watch the video.
Coordinate system. The coordinates start at an origin point. We can see that if we come to view and toggle axis cross. I'm going to select the cube and right click and toggle the transparency so we can see through it. This makes it easier to see the point.
Okay, so what did he do? Let's pull it back there. Let's take a look.
I'm going to select the cube and right click and toggle
okay, so you click on. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this view, leave it as is, and then we can click on the object and toggle transparency. There we go. So now it's a slightly transparent version. Very nice indeed. Okay, so that is set. Let's see here. What have we got? There we go. Let's continue watching.
So we can see through it. This makes it easier to see the point of origin, which sits here. You'll note that the axes are in different colors. X is in red, Y is in green, and Z is in blue. This is the same across all CAD packages and 3D programs. We remember X, Y, Z is in alphabetical order, and red, green, blue, in other words RGB, is the same as color systems, like an RGB monitor or an LED. You also see this axis repeat on the navigation cube in the top right-hand corner. The central space in 3D, the origin, is the global origin point, located at X0, Y0, Z0. We're going to take the cube and right-click the cube and transform. Notice I've done it from the tree view. I can also do it by clicking on the cube in the 3D view and right-click and transform. A helper will appear, and we can move it along the different axes. I've moved it away from the origin point. This is known as an offset. If I hit OK,
interesting.
In tree view, I can come down.
Okay, so what did he do? He was just right-clicking through the... Huh. How is that possible? So he was just moving it away from the origin. That's what it looks like. Okay, well, I mean, that's pretty neat. So, I'm just going to turn that off right now. Okay, so let's go ahead and try that as a model. So I'm going to pull it back here.
This is X0, Y0, Z0. Is in alphabetical order, and red, green, blue, in other words RGB, is the same as colour systems, like an RGB monitor or an LED. You also see this axis repeat on the navigation cube in the top right-hand corner. The central space in 3D, the origin, is the global origin point, located at X0, Y0, Z0. We're going to take the cube and right-click the cube and transform. Notice I've
Okay, so there's transform.
done it from the tree view. I can also do it by clicking on the cube in the 3D view and right-click and transform. A helper will
Okay, so let's give that a try. Now, how did he turn on... I would like to turn on that origin so we can see it. How did he do that at first? I'm going to pull it back here.
Welcome to the next lesson in our course for the Basic Beginners FreeCAD for FreeCAD version 1. This is a to move in 3D space, and also we'll be exploring selections. Let's come up, click View, and click on Full Screen. We're going to start by creating a new document in FreeCAD. We'll either use File New, or click on the new icon. Let's use the standard toolbar to change our workbench to the Part workbench. We're going to be primarily using part design throughout this course, and the choice for this will be explained in our next lesson. We have the standard toolbar running on the top, but we also notice that we have other toolbars here. These are for the Part workbench. And if I hover over this divider just here, leave my mouse for a couple of seconds, I can see it saying Solids. If I change the workbench to the Surface workbench, we see we have a different toolbar here, but these have stayed the same. Let's go back to the Part, and if you've got the same, hover over the divider, click and hold, and drag the toolbar down, so create a new toolbar underneath. Repeat this with the others, until we have all the Part workbench toolbars in one row. We'll start by creating a simple cube. We can select it from the toolbar, or we can come up to Part, Primitives, and click on Cube. The tools on the toolbar can be placed wherever you want, but the drop-down menu always stays the same. Throughout this course, you'll see me point to the icon, and also show in the menu. The cube has been added to both the 3D view and the tree view. You'll be using both extensively. The cube is positioned by an X, Y, and Z coordinate. We can see that in the bottom right-hand corner here. This is the global coordinate system. The coordinates start at an origin point. We can see that if we come to View and toggle axis cross. I'm going to...
There we go. So we have to go to View and then toggle axis cross. That's what it was. So we're going to go to View and we toggle axis cross. Where's that? Why can't I read? Toggle. There it is. So it's also AC, it looks like. And so if we turn that... Oh, interesting. So we're on backwards. There we go. So, as you see, and he was talking about red, green, blue, so that's X. Oh, interesting. Yep, red, green, blue. So X, Y, Z is the order in which you normally read it. And that's pretty much it, you know? Okay, so we've got our cube set up. We have X, Y, Z, like he said. We have red, green, blue for the RGB color order. And so that's the way that we can help to remember. Very nice, very nice. Let's turn this. Oh, come on, let's just rotate it just a little bit. All right, there we go. What have we got here? Let's keep on watching the video. Let's see what else we got.
Select the cube and right-click and toggle transparency so we can see through it.
Good, so we toggled the axis and we toggled transparency. So we're set, ready to go. Let's keep on going.
This makes it easier to see the point of origin, which sits here. You'll note that the axes are in different colors. X is in red, Y is in green, and Z is in blue. This is the same across all CAD packages and 3D programs. We remember X, Y, Z is in alphabetical order, and red, green, blue, in other words RGB, is the same as color systems, like an RGB monitor or an LED. You also see this axis repeat on the navigation cube in the top right-hand corner. The central space in 3D, the origin, is the global origin point, located at X0, Y0, Z0. We're going to take the cube and right-click the cube and transform. Notice I've done it from the tree view. I can also do it by clicking on the cube in the 3D view and right-click and transform. A helper will appear, and we can move it along the different axes.
Okay, so we have to go to transform. So we can click on there, and then we right-click, and he said transform. There it is. So we can... If I grab this and move it, then we can... Yeah, good. So we can move it. We just click on each of the different arrows, and we can transform this in space away from the global origin. Okay? So... That's pretty much it, you know. What else have we got? So we've moved our little cube around all over creation. So now it's just floating somewhere out in space. All right, it's away from the origin. Let's keep on watching.
I've moved it away from the origin point. This is known as an offset. If I hit OK and click on the cube in the tree view, I can come down to the Data tab. This holds the properties of the object we selected.
Okay.
There is also a View tab. This holds visual data such as color information and line and point thicknesses. We can see the transparency has changed. So we come in, click on the object, right-click, and toggle.
Very interesting. Okay, so if I hit OK, it has been changed. If we click on the cube and we're looking at data, let's go to view. Yeah, so we're in the view state for data. And we can see here that we have visibility has been changed, show in tree, flat lines, false. What else have we got? Shape, true. Transparency is at 70%. Okay, so if we wanted, we can change that back. We change toggle transparency. Transparency is currently at 0. Okay, so that's that. Am I missing anything? Nope, I think we've covered everything so far. So we're just looking at the same thing that he is looking at. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, so we have our cube selected. Let's go back to the video and keep on going.
Transparency is set back to 0.
Goes back to 0.
Here can be changed. It can't be, the field will be grayed, and it's in read only. We've just changed the offset from the origin. If we look at the placement and the position, we see we have 3 along the X, 3 along the Y, and 0 along the Z. We can open this out and edit the individual axes. If you haven't got enough space, then we can come over to the splitter and pull this window out. And the same in here. There's a splitter between the property name and the property field, which we can use and pull this out. So we have an X of 3 and a Y of 3. We can change these. So I can set my X to 0 and my Y back to 0.
Oh, very nice.
You'll notice that we can enter.
Very nice. So we can do offsets with no... There we go. So we can do offsets from the actual dialog box itself. Where was that? Was that view? Or no, data. That's it. So if we go back in here... Oh no, that's the size. So where's the position? The position was in view, was it? Shape appearance. Selection. Where did he go again? So let's take a look. He's in base. I don't see any base. What is he on? Let's pull it back.
If you haven't got enough space, then we can come over to the splitter and pull this. I've moved it away from the origin point. This is known as an offset. If I hit OK and click on the cube in the tree view, I can come down to the Data tab. This holds the properties of the object we selected. There is also a View tab. This holds visual data such as color information and line and point thicknesses. We can see transparency has changed. So if I come in, click on the object, right-click, and toggle transparency, transparency is set back to 0. Most properties you see in here can be changed. It can't be, the field will be grayed, and it's in read only. We've just changed the offset from the origin. If we look at the placement and the position...
Oh, that's it. Okay, so if we go back over here to data, and we open up placement, and we take a look here at position, that's it. So if we open this up, we can then change this back. Okay, so let's keep on going.
3 along the Y, and 0 along the Z. We can open this out and edit the individual axes. If you haven't got enough space, then we can come over to the splitter and pull this window out. And the same in here. There's a splitter between the property name and the property field, which we can use and pull this out. So we have an X of 3 and a Y of 3. We can change these. So I can set my X to 0 and my Y back to 0. Return the cube.
Alright, so let's go ahead and put these all to 0. So, here we go. Oh, that's 9. Don't want 9. Good. Tab, 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 and then 0. Good. Excellent. Alright. And so now we've returned back to the origin.
To the origin point. You'll notice that we can enter both positive and negative numbers to position the cube. Another way to enter these numbers is by using the up and down arrows. And we can move that back and forth using those. The same if we use the up arrow and down arrow on the keyboard. This increments it by 1 across the chosen axis. Also on the keyboard, we can use page up to increment it by 10, and again for another 10, and page down to bring it the other way. I'm going to position this away from the point of origin. Let's add another object. I'm going to click to unselect the cube.
Alright, so he's just wanting this away from the origin, and I think he was doing Y, right? Let's go back here, let's take a look. What did he do? Yeah.
Increment it by 1 across the chosen axis. Also on the keyboard, we can use page up to increment it by 10, and again.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and move that over to, we move it by 10. There we go. Was it Y?
For another 10, and page down to bring it the other way. I'm going to position this away from the point of origin. Let's add another object. I'm going to click to unselect the cube.
Alright, so that's all he was doing there. So we're just going to leave that now. Now it's up in space. As you see now, oh, that's interesting. So he's got Z up top. So maybe let's just go ahead and do the same setup that he has. There we go. There's the front view. So Z's in the air, Y is coming out at us, and X is over to the right-hand side. And then if I just go ahead and rotate this around, there we go. Boom, boom, boom. And move it. There we go. So now we see that we've been moved. We have moved along the Y-axis, but the X and the Z axis have stayed the same. All right. So we're set there. Let's go ahead now and let's go ahead and save the file. All right. And what are we going to do? We have cube all taken care of. I think it's about time to go ahead and build our next shape. So let's do that. Let's see what he's planning on doing.
And then select the sphere. The sphere has been added to the screen. Now, if we right-click on the sphere, we haven't actually selected it. Let's click off, select the sphere first, and then...
All right. So we're going to go ahead and add a sphere. So we have tutorial selected, and we simply click on the sphere, and now we have added the sphere object.
Right-click and click on transform.
So we're going to transform the object, and we click on it first to select it inside of our entity tree, and let's keep on going. So let's see here. Let's go ahead and transform, and I think he probably wants... We're probably going to move it the other way, but let's see what he does.
Notice the transform is in the center of the sphere. Let's cancel that and do the same with the cube. Click, then right-click and transform.
Oh.
That the handler is at the corner. So the...
Okay, so he's showing the differences between the different shapes, the way that they're handled. So if I hit cancel for transform and I click on the cube and I want to click on transform, you see that the transformations happen at the corner. What would that be, like lower left-hand corner or something like that? And if I get out of here and go back to the sphere, go to transform, you see that the transformations are happening in the center of the sphere. It radiates out. Okay, pretty cool. Let's go ahead and keep on going.
The origin of the sphere is in the center, and the origin of the cube is at the corner. I'm going to click on the sphere, right-click, and toggle transparency. And you can see the origins match.
All right, let's go ahead and toggle transparency for this one. So you see that the global origin and then the origin of the object, they match completely. Beautiful. Let's keep on going.
Let's click on the sphere, right-click and transform, and move this out of the way.
All right. So same thing here. We're just going to move this guy down, and we're going to hit OK. So we're just moving stuff along the Y-axis. All right. Okay. Let's keep on going. Ooh, ouch. My foot fell asleep. All right, so what should we do now? Keep on watching.
Okay. Remember, we can move it with positioning if we want to be more accurate. We see that both objects appear in the tree view. If we hover over the objects, they get highlighted.
All right, so we see here we have cube and we have sphere. Now let's go ahead and let's toggle transparency for both. I think this is already toggled. Yeah, it was already on transparent, so cancel. Let's go ahead and right-click on it, and let's toggle transparency. There we go. So now we're transparent on both accounts. Okay. So, let's see, what are we going to do? We'll just keep on going. Oh, I do. Let's move this 0. Oh, I just made it invisible. Okay, that's interesting. Okay. Probably just going to end up pausing the live just for a second here. 27 minutes left. As they say, sometimes it's useful to just do lives. You never know exactly what you're going to see. You never know. You never know. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and change this. We're going to toggle the transparency of these two objects. And so now both objects are transparent. There we go. Bada boom, bada bang. Very nice. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and save the file. And let's keep on going. Let's keep on watching the video.
Helps us identify where the object is in 3D space. On the left-hand side, we see a little eye icon. If I click that, it hides the object from view. If I click it again, it's brought it back, so it toggles between visibilities. We can do the same by pressing the spacebar on the keyboard, and again to bring it back whilst it's still selected. Don't worry, the course will keep shortcut keys to a minimum. Most of the ones you'll need will be covered in this lesson. Navigating the 3D view, we need to understand the concept of pan, zoom, and rotate. To do this, we first need to choose a navigation type. And this appears in the bottom right-hand corner here. We can see at the moment it's saying CAD. Yours might be different and have a different option selected. If we click on the drop-down, we see we have a number of options in here. There are some presets that copy common programs such as Blender, Maya, and Tinkercad if you already use those programs.
So I'm using the Blender setup right now. I kind of like that. I think he's probably going to do CAD. I'm not sure.
I'm going to be using the touchpad. This is my preferred navigation style because it allows me the flexibility of using both mouse and touchpad without changing any settings. We can see.
Okay, I'm not going to do that because I don't have a touchpad. I just have a mouse. So I'm just going to keep things the way that they are.
What buttons it uses. By hovering over the navigation style and leaving the mouse for a couple of seconds, a pop-up will appear and it shows both the mouse and keyboard buttons that are used for select, zoom, rotate, and pan. Select we've already covered. It's just the left mouse button. Let's look at zoom. I'm using the mouse at the moment.
There we go. So we have pan is shift plus middle, or it's the two middle buttons. Rotate is the middle button. Zoom is the middle button. And select is the left-hand button. Okay, so that's pretty handy.
Now see, this is the mouse wheel. So I can use the mouse wheel to zoom out and zoom in. You'll notice in the bottom right-hand corner, we have this dimension here. So this is the dimension of the 3D view. If I hover over the cube and zoom in, you can see the dimensions are lowering and it's beginning to match the dimensions of the cube. At any time, I can hit the home key on the keyboard to go back to the default view. This is handy if you've become disorientated in 3D space and you want to return back to the default view. When using the zoom, you'll zoom into the mouse pointer. If we hover over an object, it pre-selects and it will zoom in to that pre-selection. And that includes the elements as well. So this edge here is pre-selected, we can zoom into that. Or we can be more accurate and hover over a vertex and zoom into that vertex. Let's have a look at rotate. With this setup, we have an option. We can either use the Alt or Shift. I'm going to use the Alt to hold an Alt down on the keyboard and we can move the mouse. Notice the pink sphere. And this is the point of rotation. If I let go of the Alt key, we're now out of rotation mode. Pre-selection is handy when rotating. So I can hover over this vertex, hold down Alt, and rotate around that vertex. Or hover over the face and rotate around the face. Let go of the Alt and come back down. And let's look at pan.
Okay, I'm probably going to end it there. I think I did start a few minutes early, so I'm going to go ahead and end at this point. But that was a pretty good showing, I think. Let's see, how long have I actually been going streaming for? Can I just pause the live? Probably can. Let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and pause the live. So we'll just go to rest state. Rest state. Oh. Have there been comments coming through and I didn't even see it? Computer. No. What's this? Oh, okay. That must be Restream. Got it. All right, so let's just go ahead and go to rest state. Yeah, there we go. So I'm just going to minimize this and pause over on this side. There we go. Let's go ahead and Alright. There we go. So let's go ahead and move back over here to FreeCAD. Hope you're doing well. And okay, so let's see here. Go ahead and start the video.
With pan, we use the shift and move the mouse button. And this pans a 3D view from left to right. Note, we're not moving the objects. And you can see that with the axis cross. I'm just going to drag this back. You can see the objects haven't moved while looking at the position. Now, if you're from other 3D packages, we have some customization in the edit preferences.
So as you probably saw in the title, I'm currently working on learning how to use FreeCAD. So it's computer-aided design software, and what it is it's the ability to essentially just draw on the computer, similar to Blender if you're at all familiar with that. And anyway, so that's what this timer is running for. Hopefully, I'll be able to do some music here in a little bit, but you know, we just got to keep plugging away, right? So here we go. Let's go ahead and get started with the video.
And if we look at display,
I'm currently working through a tutorial online. So
look at navigation. We have a number of preferences within, so we can configure it to be more like the 3D packages that we're used to. I'm not going to change any of these settings. I'm just going to hit cancel. We can also navigate using the navigation cube in the top right-hand corner.
Right, so if I move on over to mine, there we go. So we're just rotating through. So you see I've got the navigation cube up there in the top right-hand corner. Oh, and by the way, so if I think I can go, I don't know if I can pin it here, unfortunately. Can I? Where can I comment? No, that's not it. You know, not invitation sent. Who did I send that to? I can't remember. What is it? I don't want to like my own live. I just want to pin a comment. Where is that? Is that here? In effects. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, I hadn't thought of that before. Ha! Look at me, learning on the live. Here we go. If I do a sticker, can I just put the links to the YT and the purple app? I can just do that on here, can't I? Can I? So that's welcome to my fan club. I don't really want to do that, but can I change the text? I know, I'm sorry about that. Yeah. I accidentally clicked on it. I mean, I'd be welcome to you joining, but I wouldn't. Unfortunately, I can't monitor the sound, so come on now. Sound effects, background, boards. Stickers, enhance. I don't want any of that. Image. Live only. Sorry, I'm just looking through all the various options. I apologize. Yeah, of course there's nobody on YT or on the purple app. I'm like the insane person on the street corner, you know, talking to all my invisible friends. So can you remove a sticker once you've added it? This is follow me. No. Let's see, drag. Okay, so that's not going to work. You know, probably what I would have to do is I would just have a whiteboard behind me and then just the links on there. That'd probably be the easiest, I tell you. All right. Well, I guess I just have to continue now. You know, actually the best be a screen right here. A screen right here. Just set up. I'd be able to then be, you know, just have the ability to show what's going on my main screen. That would be the ticket. Or like maybe a mirror. If I had a mirror set up, then I would be able to show the screen. You know, the desktop version of TikTok just has not been a good friend of mine. I tell you, not at all. Okay, but what I will do is I'll go ahead and over on my other account here, I will go ahead and pin these. There we go. So at least it's pinned there. All right. So we set. Yeah, we'll just continue.
So I can click on the face, bring this around to the right view, and use the arrows to move the views around.
So you can click on a face. Oh, that's just the... So what was his hotkey that he was using? Let's try this again.
I'll look at the position. Now, if you're from other 3D packages, we have some customization in the edit preferences. And if we look at display,
yeah, that's more options.
We have a number of preferences within, so we can configure it to be more like the 3D packages that we're used to. I'm not going to change any of these settings. I'm just going to hit cancel. We can also navigate using the navigation cube in the top right hand corner. So I can click on the face, bring this around to the right view, and use the arrows to move the views around. I can also use the corners to get an angle view between, say, right and rear. Remember, at any time we can hit the home key to bring us back to the default view. Now, if you haven't selected anything in the properties, we can use the keyboard to change our views. And these are shown in the standard toolbar. If we drop this icon down, we can see we have 0 to 6 of the different views. So we can select it from this drop down.
Oh, can I just do that? So come to think of it, let's see here. If I just move through the different views, oh, that's it. Okay, so on the keyboard, I can simply toggle through the different views by using my number pad. 0 gives me isometric, 1 is front, 2 is top, 3 is right, 4 is rear, 5 is bottom, 6 is left, and that's it. So it's 1 through 6, of course, because it's the 6 faces of a cube. How about that? All right, so that's fantastic. I love that. I love that for me. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue here. And what are we gonna do? Just continue watching the rest of the video because we're not really making anything. We're just learning navigation.
Right view, or we can use 0 to 6 to change our views.
There we go.
Sometimes you may change your view by accident, and this can happen from selecting, say, a read-only field in our properties, and then typing in a number. As we type, FreeCAD will think we're using the shortcut keys, as the field is disabled as read-only. Just watch out for that. Let's say we zoomed out the view, so we can't see our objects. How do we get back? Nothing is selected in the tree view at the moment, so we click on the blank space, and at the top, in the standard toolbar, we have this icon here, which is the fit all. If I click that, this fits all our objects into the 3D view.
Oh, that's really handy. Okay, so what was that? Let's pull that back just a little bit.
So we can't see our objects. How do we get back? Nothing is selected in the tree view at the moment, so we click on the blank space. And at the top, in the standard toolbar, we have this icon here, which is the fit all.
Okay, all right, so that's where, and is that moved over off to the side a little bit, I think. Let's take a look there. So where was fit all? There's fit all. Okay. So like if we were zoomed in or something, and as long as nothing is selected in our tree, then we go over to, we fit the whole content in the screen. There we go. Very nice. And let's go ahead and switch over to 0 view. So now we are in isometric. All right. And let's go ahead and I just want to check here quickly. Let's just reload the screen. Check on Twitch too. There we go. Thanks for liking the live, by the way, Mia. Means a lot. I appreciate it. How was your Christmas? Did you have a good Christmas? There we go. Oh, 10 followers, 1 watching. Nice. Good. All right. So let's see, what was I on? Oh, let's just continue watching the tutorial. So let's go back. Here we go.
If I click that, this fits all our objects into the 3D view. I can select, say, the sphere and use the fit selection, and it will just fit the sphere into the view.
Oh, very nice. So if I click on the sphere, it's been selected in the tree, and then if I fit selection, that's VS. So VS fits the sphere, it would fit the selection in the lineup. Okay? Dun. Just make sure. All right. Good. Let's see, what am I supposed to be doing now? What am I doing now? There we go. All right. So let's keep on going here. We have 10 minutes on the clock there. Let's keep on watching.
I select the cube. I use the fit selection now. We can now see the cube. When using 3D software, we have the concept of multi-selection. At the moment, the cube is selected. If I now hold down the Control key and select the sphere, these two are both selected. If I use the fit selection now, I fit to the selected objects. Just going to hold down the Alt key and bring this around and hover over an edge. I can click this edge to select it. I now can hold down the Control key. Keeping it held down, I can select the other edge. I can release the Control.
Okay, so what was he doing? He was, if we go back over to CAD and we want to click on the vertex and then hold Control down. Okay, yeah, so we can simply add more levels. We can add more selections. Okay. Like usual. So, like for instance, can you, if you hold Control down, you can select different objects. So it's similar. Similar. All right. And hold on, I'm just gonna throw the link back up there. Let's see here. Pin that one. There we go. All right, so we're set there. Good to go. Yeah. All right, so let's, what are we gonna do? We've got cube and we have sphere selected. Keep on going.
And use the Alt key and bring this around whilst those edges are still selected. If I release the Alt key, hold down the Control key again, I can now select another edge. Using the Control key again, if I select an edge that's already selected, I can remove it from the selection. We'll be using Control selections to stencil.
So that's the normal setup. So that's just like any sort of graphic software. You're able to use Control to select multiple entities, multiple objects. Okay, so let's keep on going.
For our course. There's also the shift select as well. Make sure nothing's selected. You can select some space. That cancels our selection. And I'm going to add a tube and hit OK. So if I wanted to select the cube.
Okay, so he added a tube or a cylinder, a hollow cylinder. Here we go. What are we gonna do? Nothing selected. Let's go ahead and add. Let's go to isometric view. Oh, this guy needs to be moved. Let's transform along here. We're gonna go -20. There we go. So it's been moved -20 millimeters away from the global origin. Okay, so let's keep on going. He added a tube, so now we've added a tube and it always adds it at the origin. Okay, notice we can change our parameters here at the beginning. We have outer radius, inner radius, and height all available, so that's useful.
And the tube, I'll select the cube from the tree view, then Control select the tube. The same on the 3D view. If I want to select all three.
Okay, so if I'm gonna go hit OK, and notice he was selecting that. If I hold Control down, I can then select the face. It's essentially the wrapper of the tube. So you can see that. Very nice, very nice. And then deselect it. All right, like that. Hold Alt down. And let's see here. We're just spinning. The middle button allows us to spin. Okay. All right, so now what else?
I don't need to select the cube and hold down the Control and select the other three. I can select the cube and hold down the Shift and select the tube. This selects everything between.
Oh, nice. Okay, so once again, just like graphic software, grab all three. Bada boom, bada bang. You are set, ready to go. Okay, so we have that. Very nice. Very, very nice. Good. Okay, so what do I do now? Just keep on going.
Spacebar, I hide everything. So.
Okay, so you can now, if you hold Shift down, I think it's Shift. No, what is it? If I select everything in the tree, I can hide it using the spacebar. Select everything in the tree, hide it using the spacebar. Okay, so let's go ahead and set that up right there. Looks good. Huh. I wonder, you guys would probably have a better view if you were off to one side. You'd be able to see what's going on. I should try that. Let's see what happens. What would this be? If you were here, if I turn this around, rotate the camera. There we go. So that right there. That'd probably work. And you'd be able to see what's going on. Let's see here. If you're here. Whoa. Yeah, a little bit is better than nothing, right? Yeah. At least it'd be something. The best would be... Whoa, what's that? Oh. I apologize for that. Hold on. So let's see here. Maybe next time, let's do a little setup here. Let's figure out the best position. This would work. Yeah, that would work right there. Because then you'd be able to see what's going on. Yeah. So let's see, in the next time, if I set the camera up, essentially you'd be in the bookcase, just looking down. Yeah, because then you can just see what's up. How about here? I just ruined the sound for you guys? Hold on. I probably should see what that sounds like if I'm moving this around here. I mean, it would have no effect. Whoa. So there we go. If you were set up right there. Little POV. Even right there would work. Interesting if I just removed the background noise. It doesn't help much. That's okay. But that's it. We're done for now. So, let's see. In the future, a little planning for tomorrow. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and end the... So desktop audio does have some sound. Where's our timer? Oh, yep, timer's up. So let's go over here. YouTube tutorial. Where's that timer? Interaction. Okay. Here we go. Alright. Good. We'll turn off main view for now. Okay. That's it for right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and end. But thanks to everybody who showed up. I think background noise turned off should work pretty well. Good. Alright, so let's go ahead and call it there. And I hope everyone has a good rest of your day. And you guys take care. So, adios.